Hi, everyone. We are joined by Tito Mercado, who returns to the ring for the fifth time this year against Jeremiah Nakatia on November 11 in Ontario, California. Tito, you're a 140-pound prospect and perhaps one of the best prospects currently in the sport. Um, Again, fighting for the fifth time this year, incredible activity. Why did you choose to fight Jeremiah Nakatia at this stage of your career?
I mean, he just has the not only the experience, but obviously, he's fought top guys and he's done well with them. So I think this guy's the perfect guy to show my skills and definitely advance my career as far as experience. And he's definitely I think he's gonna make me grow off this fight. And that's what we want. We want to be able to grow and learn off fights, not get guys that are just gonna be there for a paycheck.
Yeah, he's quite the contender, and it seems like you want these contenders at this point of your career. Over the last year, you fought Henry Lundy, Jason Velez, stopped both of them inside the distance, and now you're going up against Nakatia, who just 2 years ago was fighting Shakur Stevenson for a world title, who demolished McGill Burchelt in 6 rounds in a one-sided beating. But again, coming off a second round stoppage to Raymond Murataya. What are you looking to prove to yourself with this fight against Jeremiah Nakatia?
Um, One thing I just want to look sharp. I want to show that the guys that beat him, Shakur's, Raymond. I want to prove that I'm on their level and that I should be considering those names with the Tank Davis, the Shakurs. I just want to be mentioned with them now. I think I deserve to be there.
That's quite the proclamation at just 21 years old, turned pro a few years ago. For those who are not familiar with your fighting style or haven't seen you fight, how do you describe yourself?
Definitely a boxer puncher. And I can move around the ring. I could, come forward, but I feel like my boxing style is more coming forward. So a lot of fans are intrigued because I can box, but most of my fights, and I don't let the fight come to me. I kind of push the fight and I come get it. So I think that's why a lot of fans like watching me fight.
Mm-hmm. Why do you consider yourself one of the best prospects in the sport, if not the best?
I mean, not just my skill set, man, but the challenge that I'm willing to take. The guys that I've beaten already, I feel like that's no other prospect or has the activity or has fought guys, or willing to fight guys like I've been fighting them. So I think I feel like I'm the best. I don't feel like there should be any really, consideration on who's the best. I feel like I've been proving it.
Do you think a win over Nakatia makes you the prospect of the year for 2023?
I do, but yeah, most definitely. I think that definitely does. Like I said, no prospect right now has fought guys like the guys I've been fighting. Like you said, Jason Velez, Lundy, fought a guy named Mixolasani in Nicaragua who went the distance with Devin Haney, gave him a good fight. He also had a lot of experience. So I feel like these guys, these challenges that I'm taking are definitely, definitely put me up there.
Mm-hmm. You're trained by your father. What's that relationship like?
It's good. It's good. It's a good relationship. Like I said, we know each other, so we were able to work well with each other. He knows my limits. He knows how to push me. So he definitely gets the best out of me. And like I said, man, we're getting the victories together. So we're doing something right.
Mm-hmm. You're based out of Pomona. You're fighting in Ontario in the Southern California regional circuit. You're looking to break through in 2024. What does that ideal 2024 look like for you?
Man, any of the big guys, really. I mean, boxing's always changing. Guys come up, guys go down. So there's not no specific name, but obviously, I'm the type of fighter that wants to fight the best guys. So whoever's up there at that time, we're willing to take it. And obviously, like I said, boxing's up and down sport, so you never know who's gonna be on the top, who's gonna be at the bottom. So just whoever's at the top.
You're currently not signed with a promoter. What's the reason or decision behind that?
Um, it just like I said, I like being able to be free and active. Like I said, I'm able to fight as many times as I want a year. Maybe if I want to, I'll fight another time before the end of the year. So just to be able to have that freedom of activity and getting these top guys out there. I know sometimes these guys are signed with promoters. They don't get the fights that they want. They get these fights that don't advance their careers, and I'm able to do that. So I think that right now this has been beneficial for me to be what I'm doing right now.
Do you see yourself as a promotional free agent moving forward throughout 2024 as well?
That's hard to tell, man. It just really depends on, like I said, boxing is a sport that's always constantly evolving. So it just really depends. But right now I'm just focused on just, fighting the big names and just, winning.
Have you had conversations with promoters, some of the big ones around? Is that something you're considering as well?
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of talks with him, a lot of talks. But like I said, right now I'm just focused on the fight. If something happens, it'll be because it's obviously the best for me, and it makes sense. But for right now, we're just focused on just like I said, man, whatever I got to do to get those big fights, that's what we're willing to do to make happen, with or without a promoter.
You consider yourself the best prospect in boxing. Who do you think you're competing with? Who are some of those other up and comers that you have your eye on as well?
Mm, I mean, there's guys like Keyshawn Davis. Really, I think that's the only one that, like, I guess me and him are, kind of in the mentions for. The other guys are not really, but I guess as far as hype, I guess it'll be Keyshawn Davis.
He,
That me and him are kind of head to head right now.
he fights around the same weight that you do. Do you feel like you've advanced your career a lot better than he has at this point?
Most definitely, and I feel like my performance has been a lot better. Not only with the knockouts and the fights I've done, but I feel like the guys I fought are a lot better. So it just really I don't feel like there's no comparison between me and him. But obviously he's with top rank ESPN, so they're gonna blow his name up a lot more. But like I said, man, hopefully we're able to get that fight, in one day, and we're able to see who's really the best coming out
Mhm,
of the whole 2020, amateur boxing class that we came out of.
mhm. One of the fights that's uh, trying to dictate who is the best at 140 is coming up December 9, Regis Prograis against Devin Haney. How do you see that fight play out?
Um, it's definitely gonna be a difficult fight for both guys. I have the edge leaning towards Regis. Um, I don't know. I just feel like they're underestimating him based on his last fight that he had with the guy that moves around a lot. So I feel like they're gonna, obviously implement that style, but that's the way that Devin Haney fights regardless. But I don't know. I feel like Regis gonna come out with something crazy, and I feel like he's gonna end up maybe getting a late round stoppage on Devin Haney.
That's Devin Haney's first fight at 140 pounds. There's a few others at 140 in your weight class: Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez. Who do you consider the best 140 pounder in the world?
Man, like I said, they're all good fighters. If I had to go off one though, I would probably say Teofimo. I think he's probably the best one, but then again, Teofimo was the type of guy that you have to catch him on a good day. Some days he has bad nights, so it really depends what Teofimo you catch on that night, right? He's the kind of guy that's like you don't know what you're gonna get out of him that day, but at his best, I think he's one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm. How about Ryan Garcia? What do you think about him at 140? He hasn't fought yet, but he's fighting Oscar Duarte on December 2. Do you think he has a real future at 140?
I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's one of the top fighters, at least not for me, my the way I see it. But I think he'll be yeah, man, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think he's a good fighter, but becoming world champion at that way, I don't see it.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Garcia a few years ago was in your position, 21-year-old up and comer. He obviously had a little bit of different hype around him coming into the sport. Do you feel like your boxing's best kept secret at this point?
Yeah, most definitely. And I kind of like it that way in a way, because like I said, when I come out and when I get the world title shot or whatever, they're not gonna really expect it like that. They're gonna be kind of underestimating me when I come out. It's gonna be a great homecoming party, I think, to me. It's gonna be like yeah, it's gonna be great to be able to surprise them, everybody, like the way I do.
Mm-hmm. What makes you different? What makes you that kind of can't miss fighter that everyone's going to know about?
And I think it's the way I come in the ring. A lot of these guys are just willing to win these fights comfortably. I kind of want to do more up and above and beyond. Like I said, I'm the type of fighter that has like if I had to compare myself to, like, besides boxing wise, but mentality wise, I have kind of like the mindset of Edwin Valero a little bit, that wants to kill you in the ring and that wants to go in and not let you. Like I say, he was over there trying to knock your head off. So I think that's the difference I have. Kind of like the old school fighters. They wanted to go in and really knock your head off. Nowadays, you guys just want to look pretty in the ring. So it's a lot different.
You're obviously a student of the game. Who are some of those favorite fighters you grew up watching?
Roy Jones, Alexis Arguello, Salvador Sanchez. I used to watch a lot of Finito Lopez, Edwin Valero, like I said, and there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys.
21 years old. A lot of these fighters retired before you were even born. A lot of YouTube, I'm assuming.
Yeah, a lot of YouTube. When I was little, I used to watch a lot of boxing. It was crazy. A lot of kids were probably playing outside watching or playing the PlayStation, but I was always watching fights when I was little.
What got you into the sport?
My father. Yeah, my father got me into it. He was at the time training my uncle at the time, and I kind of seen some. I was kind of like, I guess, seeing a little bit of previews of it every now and then, and I kind of usually, you get the father, or, whatever father figure the kid had at the time, kind of take the kid to the gym or whatever. That's kind of the most of the stories you hear where they're, getting to fight, so they take him to the gym. I kind of It was the other way around for me. I told my father I wanted to fight, so I kind of brought it up to him. So it's not like I chose boxing, so it was a lot different than most guys.
Hmm. And you've done a great job so far, 12-0, 11 knockouts. With that being said, what are some of the goals that you have for yourself moving forward?
Man, I mean, of course to be, world champion, obviously that's the main goal. But just to keep beating these guys, like, so I want to have a great resume. I want to have, a resume where it says, damn, Tito beat everybody and he fought everybody. So, like I said, whatever I got to do that and become world champion, that's the route that we want to take.
Right. The unfortunate nature of boxing is that the champions really don't fight the up and coming contenders who are, prospects like you. So I feel like the gatekeepers are still the ones that you're going to have to go through in 2024. Who are some of those gatekeepers that you're eyeing already?
Man, that's a good question. There's a lot of good guys. I mean, who do you got at 140? I mean, we got guys like who do you got at 140? Who do you got at 140? We got guys like Comey, right? You guys got like, I know Keyshawn was calling up Pedraza. You got guys like, I mean, I see Arnold Barboza, I see Jose Ramirez. There's just so many guys. And like I said, whatever. I'm sorry.
Sandra Martin is another one at 140 who,
Oh yeah, Sander Martin. I know they got Jack Catterall, right? Really any of those guys, man. I mean, whatever fight that leads me to the world title fight, obviously I'm willing to take, because that's my opportunities to shine. So really any one of those guys. I mean, I think those guys are all, top 10 at 140. So any of those guys.
Richardson Hitchens seems to be making a lot of noise recently, and he just beat Jose Zapata. Do you think Hitchens is the real deal, and maybe a clash with him would prove who's the best up and comer at 140?
I think he's a good fighter. I think that's a fight definitely that I would win. I think when it comes down to skills and all, I think I'm vastly superior than, but no, I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's the best up and coming 140, and I would definitely love a fight with him. Um, and I think that's definitely a fight that I would win, and I think I would win by knockout, in the later rounds. But he's definitely a good fighter, and like I said, I always want to fight the best fighter to bring the best out of you.
Mm-hmm. With Jeremiah Nakatia, what are you looking to prove to yourself in that fight? You're obviously stopping all these guys, like I mentioned, 11 knockouts out of 12 wins, so you're winning these fights in fantastic style. But what is something that you're looking to do with Nakatia that you haven't done before?
I guess box more. I want to box a little bit more. Like I see my power, but I want to box a little bit more this fight. Obviously get the knockout, but I want to do it boxing a little bit more. I know everybody knows. I know people know that I know how to box, but I haven't really shown it, because I mean, every time I catch a guy with a shot, they always get hurt. So I go for the knockout right away. So I want to kind of box a little bit more this time, and show people I know how to move around the ring.
Yeah, that's kind of like the double-edged sword, right? When you show your boxing, people consider it, oh, it's not exciting, it's boring.
Right.
He doesn't have the knockout power. So it's kind of like that catch 22 where it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right. No, exactly. Thankfully, I do have the power to go out there and show it. A lot of guys that move around don't have the power. So, I'm definitely looking for that shot. And once I catch him, obviously the boxing will go out the door, and I'm gonna go for the finish. But like I said, I want to box this guy. I know he's a strong guy. He has a lot of power in his hands. But yeah, I just want to show something a little different this one. At least close out the year real strong.
Mhm. Are you surprised how easy these fights are going for you? I mean, you're supposed to be tested, but you're also putting away these guys. Are you perhaps surprised it's going a little easier than expected?
Um, yes and no. I feel like all the experience I had as an amateur, and sparring these guys that are, top guys. I feel like I just really, mainly because I'm not gonna lie to you, the amateur experience I had, I kind of seen it already. So it made it a lot easier for me than compared to a guy that, I know a lot of kids are trying to turn pro quick now, not even too many amateur fights, and they get in the ring, they get surprised. So I think for me to be able to see everything, and and going there, I feel like it's making my job a lot easier than, you know, a lot of guys learning the job and I'm kind of just making it look easy. So I'm definitely not surprised, you know, like I said, I put a lot of hard work in and I have the experience. So it's definitely it's definitely fun on my part because I know I don't have to struggle too much. It's pretty easy. I can kind of see the adjustments, and if I feel like I'm slipping on a certain area, my father or myself will make the adjustment on the spot, and we're back on track to winning the fight easily, like I was.
Mhm. And is 140 where you see yourself for the future, moving forward?
You know, definitely after I capture a title at 140, you know, I plan to win titles in multiple weight classes. So, yeah, 140 would be the start of Tito Mercado, most definitely.
And for fans who are about to join the journey, why should they be fans of Tito Mercado from here on out moving forward?
Man, because I'm willing to fight the best. I'm willing to die in the ring, and to always put my all in the fights. You know, like I said, I'm a type of fighter that doesn't wait for the fight to come to me. I go there and go get it. And I know what fans want to see. Fans want to see an exciting fight. They want to see knockouts, right? They want to see skills. And I'm willing to, and I bring all that. You know, thankfully, you know, God blessed me with all these abilities, and I got to put them to use.